What is saying, people? I am back with you for another video today. In today's video, I'll be talking about how you can get into real estate with no money at all. So, a lot of people think, when they think of real estate, they're talking about buying houses, fixing them up, selling them for more, or buying houses, just selling them for more, or buying houses, renting out houses, or buying houses and even living in one of the rooms in the houses and renting out the other rooms, treating it like a hotel. Today I'm going to talk to you about something different in real estate, a different aspect, for those of you who are maybe younger, for those of you who don't have that much money to invest, for those of you who wouldn't be able to afford renting out something in your house. Anyway, this aspect of real estate is called wholesaling. Now, wholesaling, to put it into a simple situation, you're going to have someone who wants to sell their house, you're going to have someone who wants to buy the house, but the two pretty much don't know how to get in contact. So what I mean by that is, the person who wants to buy the house is looking for a property to buy and they're not finding what they want. The person who wants to sell is not finding the right buyer, not finding the right price, not finding the right person. So by being a wholesaler, you're going to be the intermediate connection between the two of them. And now you're probably going to say, oh, if you can find the seller or you can find the buyer, how come the buyer can't find the seller? This is where being a wholesaler is very important, because you won't have to have any money. You're going to have to approach how you find the seller and how you find the buyer a lot differently. Your approach to finding the seller is going to be extremely important. It might not be that hard to find a buyer, but finding the seller is going to be the most important thing, and getting that property under contract. So I'll give you a small scenario and it will kind of show you what exactly wholesaling is. There's a seller, they want to sell their house for 80,000. A wholesaler is going to come along, sign a contract with the seller to be able to advertise their house, advertise their property and sell it on. The wholesaler is going to find a buyer and might offer it to the buyer for 85k. Once the buyer purchases the property from the wholesaler or agrees to the contract, the wholesaler will take the 5k from that and the seller will receive their 80k and be happy. The buyer will get their 85k and obviously be happy. But obviously it's not as simple as that. It's not as easy as it sounds. So of course, if it was that easy, everyone would be doing it. So as a wholesaler, what you've got to do, you've got to find distressed properties. You've got to find people who want to sell their house because someone has died. You want to find people who want to sell their house because it's going under foreclosure. There's going to be a load of different reasons why people want to sell a house. People might have a run-down house. People might have a burnt house. People might just want to be looking to get out of that house because they want to just change locations, change lifestyle. There's going to be thousands of reasons, but you need to find people who are distressed sellers. And by distressed sellers, I mean people who need to get their money, who need to get out of the house soon. You don't want people who are gonna have a house which is worth 70k and they'll be trying to find 100k for it. No, what you want is people who have a house worth 80k, but at the moment they're willing to take 75k just for a 5k loss, just so they can get their money and move on. So to find distressed sellers, you're gonna have to do things like driving for dollars. That means going around areas looking for signs of a house that's run down, houses that have overgrown plants, weeds, all sorts, like no action going on. You're gonna have to find sellers who have signs outside their houses but have not listed their properties online. You're gonna have to also look at properties online, find out what's foreclosed, find out what's going for sale. You can use websites like Zillow, you can use Redfin, you can use realtor.com. You can use a load of different websites to find people who are trying to sell their house. Now, obviously, there are going to be people who are using a real estate agent to sell their house. You probably don't want to work with those people because the real estate agent is going to take control and take in charge of everything that's going on. Those who are trying to sell their houses themselves because they're distressed or they don't have the money to pay for a real estate agent are the kind of people you want to work with. Now, let's say you go driving for dollars, you do find a house that you're interested in and you think someone's trying to sell, or they've got a sign saying that they want to sell it. Now what you're going to do is going to write down the address, look it up online, and then either you're going to write a letter to them by direct mail, or you're going to cold call. And by cold calling, what I mean is you're going to pick up the phone, call the number listed online of the owner of the house and say, hey, I saw your property was listed online for this, or I saw your property was listed, or I saw your sign outside your house listed that you're selling your house. You say something like, I was interested in buying your property for the right price. You could even tell them straight up, I'm a wholesaler, I've got buyers, I've got a buyer's list, I've got investors looking to purchase a property. How much are you willing to offer for it? How much are you willing to sell it for? What's the minimum amount you'll take? From there, you can find what the right price for you is. If you see a house online and you see it says it's worth 75k, if you see that on Zillow, for example, but the owner says, yeah, I want a minimum 85k, then you're probably going to pull out of that deal. You're not interested in that because the owner's obviously not in a rush to get any money. A few times, but it is possible, you're going to find owners who say, yeah, I'm just trying to get out of the house. my house is worth 75k, but I'm willing to take anything up to 65k, straight away you're going to be thinking, all right. Now, going back to the side of buyers, you're going to find buyers. Either you're going to find buyers via Facebook groups, via meetups, so you can go on places like meetup.com to find buyers. You're going to find people in your local REIAs. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's REIA. That's a Real Estate Investing Association. There are tons of people out there who are trying to find houses which they can get for cheap, completely rebuild, and sell for a lot more. There are so many investors right now in the real estate market that are finding properties for 60, 70, 80k, completely run down. They're fixing them up, putting 80, 90k into the properties and selling them for over 200k. And yeah, they're making good money for it. But a lot of time they don't have time to be finding these properties. That's where they find their wholesalers. That's where the wholesalers they're going to make maybe a few grand, maybe 4 or 5 grand here and there, maybe even up to 10 grand. I've seen maybe people make 18 grand from wholesaling a property. So what I'm saying is, you're always going to find buyers. You need to find buyers who are willing to trust you, and you need to build a relationship with good buyers and also find enough sellers. You're going to want to create a buyers list, because there are guys who are going to buy 2, 3, 4 properties every year, and you're going to want to keep those guys on the list so that you can offer them properties once you've found sellers who are going to give you their property under contract. Now, for the contract, if any of you are wondering, it's not like a lifelong contract. Usually you're going to have a purchase and sale agreement. It's probably going to be valid up to 30 days. It might be valid longer, but people are not going to be willing to let you just try and sell their house for months. If they want to get out of the house, they're probably going to give you up to 30 days to find a buyer, find someone who's interested, so you can get it all under contract and move on with the process. So I hope you understand wholesaling in a nutshell. Again, like I said, there's many ways to find distressed sellers: driving for dollars, looking online, cold calling, Craigslist. There's a ton of ways to find distressed sellers. Again, motivated sellers, distressed sellers, if they're not willing to sell for the actual price of the house, if they're trying to look to get profit out of the house, they're probably not motivated enough, and you need to move on with the process, find new people. When you've got a good buyers list and you start to establish a good buyers list, you're going to find it a lot easier to find new buyers, because those guys are going to have partnerships, those guys are going to have other investors. If anyone wants to get into wholesaling, just let me know, contact me. I've got my own groups that I work with. You know, people do wholesaling alone, people do JVs, that's joint ventures. People do all sorts of wholesaling. People do it in groups. People go to meetups to find other people who are trying to wholesale. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Hopefully in the future, you can try and check this out yourself if you've got no money but you're looking to get into real estate. Of course, like I said again, not everyone's got a few hundreds of thousands to be investing straight away. Not everyone can be a buyer of a property straight away. Not everyone can rent out their property straight away. You need someone to start off with. In the future, I'll try and make another video on wholesaling just to go deep into depth. I'll also try and make a video where I show you a bit about wholesaling myself and show you what tips and tricks I use to find distressed sellers. So that's it for today's video, guys. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all of that, and I'll see you in the future for another video. Peace.